Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, we're making triple trouble. Triple chocolate biscotti. I know, biscotti times 3 times the chocolate. So good, so easy. You guys are gonna love this recipe. But to make it, here's what you're gonna need. All-purpose flour, granulated sugar, eggs, unsweetened cocoa powder, chocolate chips, hazelnuts, white chocolate, some baking soda, espresso powder, salt, vanilla extract. So this is really going to be easy, and I'm going to show you how to make it with just a bowl and a wooden spoon, just like I used to make cookies when I was a kid. Now, first thing you want to do is preheat oven 325 degrees. Second thing you want to do is take a baking sheet or a cookie sheet, line it with parchment paper. And now biscotti in Italian just means cookies. Now, what we're used to as biscotti here are really called cantuccini in Italian, that type of cookie. So in a bowl, I'm telling you, this is easy. So easy, I can do it with my eyes shut. In this bowl, we're going to put in the flour, the sugar, cocoa powder, chocolate chips, toasted hazelnuts. You want to make sure they're toasted. It really brings out the flavor. Baking powder, espresso, salt. Put that all in there. Now I use espresso anytime I'm making anything with chocolate. Like I always said, I like to put something in there that really makes that chocolate stand out. And when I make an all chocolate batter, I like to use instant espresso or instant coffee powder, whatever you have. So we're just going to mix that together. So we pretty much have all the dry ingredients mixed up. Now I have 3 eggs here. I'm just going to add a touch of vanilla to this. And I'm just going to beat them up. I'm going to add the eggs to my flour mixture. Now you can use a whisk, you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to use a 1 spoon and gently work this in. Our batter is pretty much done. Came together really nicely and it's really fast, as you can see. Now we're going to divide this batter in 2. Okay, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. Just scrape the rest of the batter. I don't want to have anything left behind. Now keep a bowl of water near you for when you're going to do this because it helps the dough not stick. We're just going to form this into logs. Now that we have our logs made, you just want to take your hand and just flatten out the tops. Now I know this looks kind of funky, but I promise these are going to be fantastic biscotti. Now these are going to go into your 425 degree oven preheated for about 35 minutes. And then we're going to proceed with the next step. My cookies baked for about 30 minutes at 325 degrees. Now I turn the heat down to 300 and I let these cool for about 10 minutes. Now I know that these don't look like biscotti now, but they will. Now what you're going to do is, on a really sharp angle, you're going to cut these into about 3/4 of an inch thick. These are going to be really big biscotti, just like so. And you're going to put these just like this, cut side down, on your baking sheet that you already have parchment paper on. There's no need to get rid of it. There's no need to do any of that. So go ahead and slice them all up. Last one. I think I'm just going to do this little one too. No wastage here. Okay. Now these are going to go into your 300 degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then you're going to let them cool completely before we go on to our last step. Now I baked these for about 25 minutes and I put them on a wire rack to cool completely. And a really good tip, since we're going to be drizzling white chocolate over the top, just put the baking sheet that they were on right under the rack so there's less cleanup. Now in here I have some white chocolate chips with about a tablespoon of heavy cream, and I just microwaved it together and just give it a nice little whisk. Let that all come together and be nice and creamy. Now if you want to, you can dip these in like so. Maybe you can dip like half of it. Some fancy coffee shops have like half of them dipped in, and then you're gonna have to let it cool completely like so. Or if you want, and this is usually how I do it, just gonna move that out of the way. I like to take a spoon and just drizzle this all over the top. This is usually how I do it because I have no patience to sit there and dip everything. So this is just a really easy way to do it. Do a bunch of them at once. This is like a chocolaholic's dream, and I love chocolate any way, shape, or form. White, dark, you know, milk chocolate, you name it. So this is gonna be fabulous. I think I'll stop at that. Now, honestly, you should let them cool so the chocolate can set and harden. But I waited like what, an hour and a half. Now, as you can see, these are a little bit labor intensive. I mean, there is a few steps, but it's not difficult. And that's something that I think a lot of people get confused. Difficult, time consuming. This is time consuming, but it's not hard. But right now I need to give this a bite. I can't take it. Here we go. Super crunchy, chocolate all the way. Those nuts for me really make it. I know it's crazy, but it's true. If you love chocolate, you love biscotti, this is a recipe for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. To get this recipe and other recipes, check out my website, www.learningkitchen.com. See you next time. See ya.